Okay, so we are watching. Okay, so here's the story. Basically, I don't know why. I'm getting like the worst sleep ever, and I'm just not waking up early. But at the same time, I do wake up at 9 and I check the market for any sort of interesting activity. And usually it just didn't look good for me today. And because it didn't look good, I didn't want any fucking part of it. So I did something today which some people may do or they might not do. Um, just because of where it's headed. I did predict yesterday. I said I have a really bad feeling about tomorrow. I was apprehensive yesterday, and luckily my prediction was correct about actually it being real shit today. Because if we look at the S&P 500, it fucking like just murked it. It basically was just like, all happy, and then Merck came along, and then everyone was just like, I'm gonna just end it all basically. So it's gone down 40 points or 1.22% already. Actually, just a few minutes ago, it was only 1% that it went down, which is also dragging down the entire Canadian market as well. Like I said, the S&P and the S&P and the Toronto Stock Exchange are almost like linked. It's kind of weird how they make the same graph a lot of the time. You have the Dow Jones Industrial Average also tanking. You have this is the S&P Ventures, so all the small cap ones. You have the Nasdaq Composite just going down too, and the volatility index actually spiked like crazy. See, I should have been up at 12:30, so I missed out on making a little bit of money, but at the same time, I think I lost a few dollars, just like literally a few dollars, because I sold everything. I did a major dump today. Let's look at what I dumped. I dumped Bank of Nova Scotia around somewhere here. I should have dumped it here, but I was no, I wasn't. Was I awake at that time? I don't know. Anyways, I probably should have dumped it regardless. I got rid of this one as well, this Alaris royalty. I'll see if I can maybe pick it up at a cheaper price. Totally fine with that. Um, National Bank of Canada also dumped that one. Made a few, like literally made only like $3 off of it, but whatever. Uh, we have the this one. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Ooh, that one took a dump. I think I only did this a few minutes ago. I didn't realize this charting though. It would be nice to get rid of it here. I don't know when I was up. But anyways, like the entire market is just garbage. So I'm out 100%. I'm cash rich right now. Oh, forgot this one. GSY. I got out of this one. This one usually I find follows the indexes and just kind of goes down when they go down. So I don't. It's just got low trading volume, but I'm sure it'll probably go down quite a bit. So we're looking at a nice little crash for today. I'm going to be apprehensive for tomorrow because it's going to be Friday, and Friday is usually a iffy day to trade on. If I'm going to trade anything, I'm not going to hold on to it for the weekend because it's usually a little bit riskier. People get a little bit more paranoid over the weekend or before the weekend, so they start kind of selling off. And then as well too, I don't know what's going to happen on the weekend. We could go to war with North Korea or some other fun shit like that. Which will also tank the futures market, which then everyone looks at and just wants to sell and sell and sell. So then sometimes the opposite happens, though, is we might actually see it cool down. Everyone goes, okay, let's relax. That was a little bit too much. Take a chill pill, and then we'll see it go back up. But my only regret today, and not that you should ever have regrets, but my only regret today is that I didn't sell this like a few minutes earlier because I would have got a little bit more money. I think I'm down like, I don't know, maybe $3, $4. It's negligible, basically. I mean, I ordered Uber Eats yesterday. It cost more than my losses. So that is a. Oh my God, I'm getting messages right now. Let me just answer this one. Okay, so basically, like I said, I just don't want to be in the market right now. The only thing I would do is be interested in maybe like, oh, how the hell did this go up to 2%? Whatever. The only thing I'd be interested in is like short selling, but I don't even do that. So basically that just means, let me just take a chart here. Well, I'm just going to use the S&P index. Doesn't really matter what the stock is, but basically what you would do is you would, let's say this was 100 and down here was about 50. Ignore the fact that it's just crashing down right now. But we'll just say basically when you short sell, you'd sell something at, let's say, you basically sell it at 100, but you're borrowing those shares. So you owe those 100 shares back at a certain point. And so if you sold 100 shares, you'd have to wait until it goes all the way down, and you can pick the price, doesn't really matter. But let's say you buy them back at $50, which means you're basically kind of just doing the opposite. Instead of it being, buying at 50 and then selling at 100, you're kind of doing in the future. It sounds a little bit odd at first because you're like, well, I don't really get it. How are you borrowing? There's a process, but a lot of people make a lot of money off of that. But the thing is that you can lose a lot because when you short sell, the stock could go up an infinite amount. So you buy it for 100, it could go up to 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. That's how people lose a lot of money because it doesn't have a threshold. It's unlikely it would go up that much, but there are cases where that has happened. Unlike if it were to go down when you buy it, let's say at 100, you can only lose up to the amount that you put in. It can only go down to zero. It can't go down to negative. Like you can't owe more on top of it if the company goes bankrupt. So it's something I might start doing, looking into. I'm kind of interested in doing it, but I don't know. We'll see. I got to talk to my bank about it, just because it's on these types of days where you can make money on decreases. And kind of making money when a stock is going down is a good way to do it. And you can usually always, it just depends. It's complicated for me because I'm just not interested in it. And, then you start talking about options trading, and I'm not even going to get into that because, it's just gambling usually. There are some people with some sort of formulas, but for that, it just seems like gambling. Let me just remove something here. These indicators are screwing me up right now. I just want to see the clean chart here. Yeah, so basically what we're looking at for tomorrow is, market's going to be closed in 2 hours, but it's just going down. It's going down, down, down. So let's just look at the things that I got out of. 211. They are going down. I sold this, I don't know. Let's just say I sold it at 152 or somewhere around there. BNS just kind of holding. AD kind of holding. Low volume though. It's not like they're going crazy. National Bank I'm happy to get out of. And then this GC one is kind of flatlining. But I think even though the entire market is going down, it'll start dragging the Canadian market down probably too. We haven't quite got that independence away. Even though our economy is completely kind of different than the US, it kind of drags it down as well. So and let's see what else there is. Give me just a minute here. Okay, so basically what we could look for is a bounce back, or we can start buying into some stocks that have some just interesting price points where you want to get in and you couldn't before just because it was too expensive or it's too high. So let's look at Suncor. Remember, we were looking at that a while ago. We were playing this. We played this from whatever it was, 2383, let's say, all the way up here. And we basically sold it around the top. So we did really good on that one. And it was a good thing that we sold it because we would have basically lost it all the next day. Or even if we held on to it, we wouldn't have still made as much as we could have. And then it just kind of dumped down a little bit more. So Suncor, depends on how oil prices are, but I'm not particularly too interested in it as of right now. Remember, I think we were looking at CNQ that was doing very, very well. Yeah, it was doing very well, but it as well just kind of crashed down as well. And that's a lot of wells, because they're oil wells. That's what they do. They dig oil wells. Bay Minerals don't care. Trans-Canada Pipeline. This one I took a loss on when I could just held it for like literally 3 more days and not taking a loss. Made a gain, but whatever. What else is here? Stingray. Enbridge. Not interested. Keyera. So let's talk about the one that I was talking about yesterday. I was talking about doing a dividend play and buying it yesterday and then basically selling it today. I don't remember a time we were looking at when we were going to buy it, but let's just pretend 10:44. I think was I napping at 12? I think I got off. Fuck, I don't remember, but I think it was around here. It wasn't too much of an increase. I know the chart looks, it's a little bit deceiving because it's like, oh wow, look at that huge increase. But I mean, that's literally 21.35 down from 20.83. So that's it's not even a dollar increase. So it wasn't really particularly worth it. Just to kind of prove that point, let me just bring this one up. Because I like Google's charting for this one. So basically, even if we bought it at the lowest, 2.83. Yeah, so there we go. So it would have been a 2.4 increase, but that's assuming you get it here, like at that lowest point. Chances are we wouldn't have got it there. I think yesterday we're looking more at maybe probably around the 21, or let's just say 20.98 at the lowest, a 1.263% increase. Like that would have been nothing. I don't even think they would have, like I probably would have only put 1,000 or something in there. Not very much. I wasn't too faithful on it. So we would have got that gain plus $11 around there. I think actually might even be less, but not really worth it, not worth the risk. So glad we didn't do that. And so the other thing too, the dividends, is that sometimes you can do it a little bit earlier. Like if I found that it was down here, like let's say it was down here, this would have been an interesting one to do in advance. So basically you get it down at a low price. I don't know what the price was. Actually, let me just bring that one up again. So we go to Keyera. 5 days ago, what was the price? Actually, let's do the month. Let me just check the date. So let's say we bought it on the 17th, 16th, somewhere around there. No, it had been lower. What day is this? That's the 14th. Ah, here we go. So this is how I usually play them. Is I'll be looking at the chart and okay, this one won't work if I go that far back. So I'll probably buy it around here. Let's just say we don't get it at the best price. We get it at 20.52 and we hold on to it for no, I wouldn't have bought it on a decrease. Chances are I would have bought it not here. That's a little bit too early. Probably on the 8th. Maybe probably on the 9th or the 10th. Yeah, the 10th probably makes more sense. So basically I would hold on to it and then wait till today and then basically sell it at that 5% mark, get the dividend, get the 5%, and then be out, because then this is usually what I find happens is a week, not a week, but maybe a week and a half before the dividend actually starts, they announce the dividend is going to be paying out. A lot of people just buy it just for that dividend play, I think, and then they just start selling it off. So it's not unusual. It's not unusual or crazy to see them actually start selling off on the actual X dividend date. Now I got the hiccups. I blame frickin' Merck. I need more alcohol. That's what I need. That's why I haven't been doing well. I haven't been drinking enough. What else is there? Let's see. Geo, it's a private prison. Down. Well, let's see what Under Armour, all the retails aren't doing too bad. Damn. A little bit surprising here. Just really hating the Canadian market because nothing's fucking moving. And even if it does, it's just like shit. Like half these things haven't moved at all. I'm just running through a bunch of random ones right now. These ones just have like literally no volume or anything like that. Ooh, what the hell is this one? Meh. Yeah, market just, I'm glad to be out. This is stress-free for me. I'm just thinking here, debating if I want to start short selling, like set up my account for that. I just don't know. Do I want to start short selling? The reason I'm really debating it is just because a lot of the times I'm not sure if I'm getting better at knowing when that's going to go down or when it's going to go up. I've been getting better at knowing when it's going to go down, so it's tempting. It's very tempting to basically go into that sort of strategy, but again, there is a lot of risk with it. It's riskier than holding long, because again, if I'm wrong, I could be really wrong. If I'm right, well, whatever, I profit, but that's the same as if I were just to invest in a stock, like let's say here, and it skyrockets up. It's like, well, at least I profit. If it goes down a few points, well, whatever. I mean, usually stocks tend to go down faster than they go up, because let's just look at this one, for example. It's Pipeline. It went down from 34.22, let's say, to whatever it is right now, 34.49, versus how long it took for that to basically go up there. I mean, as you can see, it's just ups and downs. Probably isn't the best example of it, but let's just look at it back here. It took like the entire day to go up there, but it basically took just the morning for this to kind of depreciate quite a few points. But Hmm. Hmm. I might make a call. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask questions. I think that's the main issue. I'll make a call to my brokerage. In this case, it's TD. I'm gonna just ask them like, what's the process? I'll probably need to get a margin account, which I'm not never too keen on, but doesn't mean that I have to go into that. I mean, a stock can only like I'm not short selling stocks that are going to be going like exponentially high an insane amount of time. So I think that's kind of the benefit of doing that is I'm not doing like penny stocks or anything that can basically move 50% in one movement. I mean, there always is that risk that that could potentially happen. I mean, I bought Grubhub one time. I'll actually show you when I bought Grubhub. Uh, Grub of the Hub. Grubhub. Rub-a-dub-dub, Merc in a fucking tub. So here's the one time, yeah. So this actually happened to me. Basically, I don't know why, for some weird reason, on the 11th, I was just like, you know what, screw it, let's get some Grubhub. And I bought it at 46.79, and then it just spiked. And when I mean it spiked, and it just went like vertically up, basically, and that happened within a period of 10 minutes, I believe. 10 minutes from when I bought it, and it just went up 30%. I basically sold at that peak point, which was really, really good. If I held on to it, that would have been a more strategic thing, but I wasn't too sure where it was going to go, and it was all based on a rumor that Uber was going to buy them out, but and I mean, I would have had to hold on to that thing for like 3 months, or what is it, the 11th? What was that? 11th. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. So I would have to hold on to it for like almost 3 months basically to get that 40% gain. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just the market wasn't so shitty as of recently. I would have been able to make that probably a little bit more easily. But yeah, that's sometimes luck, and it's also sometimes bad luck for someone. So if someone's trying to short sell right there, well, bam. Now you have lost, or you owe money back, or you owe those shares back, and you have to buy them at a higher price, basically. And let's just see. Let's just see what the news is saying about all this, because they're always speculating. Like, people think the stock market speculates, but the news is always just like, oh, I don't know. I think people are just scared. I don't know. I think it's from the job losses. I don't believe that they actually know why people do that. Some people just fucking sell because they want to sell. But it's mainly because the job loss claims come in worse than expected. Um, Tech shares declined. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Alphabet, and Microsoft. Unemployment insurance increases. Fuck you, Merck. This is your fault. This is you complaining, and then the government probably looked into it. And then they're all like, oh, Merck didn't get paid, and then now you're causing this. I blame you for this entire market crash. What else happened? Blah, blah, blah. Something about White House. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, not interesting. Something about Chipotle. I don't care. This news is boring. I've lost interest. So basically, the news is just basically telling us that Merck destroyed the economy. That little lot lizard destroyed the entire U.S. economy. We're doing so well, and he destroyed it. Sorry, Merck, but I don't know. I think you're really hurting America. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. But you know what? Let's figure. I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna. It's like I do and I don't. I do and I don't. I do and I don't. What do I want to do? Oh, there's one thing I want to check just before. I think I'm a little bit too late. Just a dividend here. Royal Bank of Canada. Ugh, that looks ugly. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that one. That one's too fucking spooky for me. Chemtrade's tempting, slightly. Slightly tempting. It always gets its ass kicked. We might do something. We might buy this tomorrow. Just want to get it at its lowest point. Again, let's try to get these things at the lowest point. But other than that, I'm gonna go phone the brokerage, ask them about short selling, how it works, blah 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 blah. Maybe we'll start doing that as well. And I will be back tomorrow. If the market's sort of good, I'll wake up early. If it's not, then I'm just gonna, we'll see what I'm doing. Like I said, today I completely slept in because I woke up and it just didn't look like it improved from yesterday, so I was either expecting one of two things. Either it was just going to be basically kind of flat like it has been for the rest of the while, or that it was going to crash like I said yesterday. I was more on the negative that it was going to crash. I'm a little bit surprised that it was this hard, but you know, usually I was thinking like 0.5%, not 1.34%. But what can you do? Other than that, we didn't lose much money. I mean, a few dollars, whatever. Other than that, let's get back to tomorrow. So, Merc, if you're watching this, then yeah, don't fret. Your job will still be secure. You'll continuously work, and I will make sure of that. I'll make sure that we reinvest the economic funds into your company so that you will always be employed there. Have fun!